And away we go. Look at all the green stuff. Well, I had 2/100ths of precipitation over the preceding 6 days. And 7 days ago we had like 8/10ths. So, like I've said before, we're behind on average rainfall quantity, but the quality of the rain that we've had so far kind of makes up for it. We've had fewer gully washers, so the slower, gentler rain is more effective than intermittent, very heavy rain that's higher in quantity. So yeah, that's the deal on there. So I'm headed west and have to go 12 miles down this county road and come to Bushnell, Nebraska, where I can get on the interstate. Bushnell is just a little teeny weeny town and almost all dried up and gone, but it still has a small, stubborn population, and they're kind of independent and do things their own way, and that's a good thing. So summer fallow, winter wheat, it's heading out nicely. I'm not sure if it's flowering now or if it's already flowered. So lots and lots of people grow wheat over here. Hard red winter wheat that becomes bread. There's a tractor with a planter on it, and that fellow is probably planting a forage crop. I'm guessing he likes to plant foxtail millet there. So he's planting a grass that will be harvested for hay, and that's a forage crop. Slightly different, well, considerably different than alfalfa. There's several different kinds of hay, and that's one of them. That's the old, can't think of the name, such and such a place. House burned down after the guy died, and now it's just a way station for the farmer that farms the fields that the guy used to own. Some cattle corrals. There's some people living there. Looks like they're doing some work to build some enclosures. I saw they had a goat there. Maybe more than one goat. Here's a center pivot. And there's corn coming up there, corn planted on that ground. It's irrigated corn. This guy plants his ground, his irrigated ground mostly to continuous corn. In other words, every year he puts down fertilizer and plants corn. It's a way to make a cash crop. I'm not sure it's really sustainable, but it is what it is. That's kind of the way the system's set up. If I was God, the system would be different, but I'm not God, and the system is not different. And that's Norberg's. They planted a lot of trees in there. A lot of trees everywhere, so that's a good thing. There's the interstate. I'm going to come up here where there is a crossover, and what I'm actually going to do is cross over. Instead of taking this county road all the way to Bushnell, I've decided I'm going to cross over here, that crossover there up on the horizon, and take a 2-mile jog to the north and get on Highway 30, which is more comfortable to drive on. And I'll do it that way. Take Highway 30 to Bushnell and get on the interstate there, or perhaps take Highway 30 all the way to Pine Bluffs, which is the first little town in Wyoming, and it's right on the border. So it's almost in Nebraska, and in fact a lot of people who are Kimball people are also Pine Bluffs people. I'm just babbling. I don't know why I'm making this such a long travelogue video. It's got to be very boring. But we'll keep filming until we get to Highway 30, I guess. Right past another crossover a ways back, and I could have crossed over there, but I didn't think about it. Here we are, I-80. Bird's eye view, Rancher F-150 eye view. Pretty down here. Pretty down here when we have enough moisture, particularly in the spring. When it gets dry, this place along through here looks pretty barren. Another old farmstead. There was a very nice house there at one time that I can still remember. That's all gone. Winter wheat, future bred. Probably future overseas bred. A lot of our wheat crop gets exported. Can't grow much wheat on ground like this. It's interesting how there are pockets where you can grow crops like wheat and pockets where you simply cannot. And this is a place right here where a person potentially could grow some wheat, but it's been kept as native grassland. And this over here as well. And that native grassland is grazed by cattle today instead of buffalo. And cattle eat the grass and turn the sunshine and nutrients into meat that people eat. Except I'm not sure that anyone can afford to eat beef right now because of the COVID shock to the economy. Beef prices are astronomical, and it's just one of those ape lizard things. nothing's happened to the supply, but the supply chain, the transportation chain mostly, but also the packing and preparation chain has been disrupted. So the impact of a Phantom Menace on human beings has been kind of awful. Stupid. It's a self-imposed wound. I don't know if you could see that there, but this is Lodgepole Creek. Look how big. It's not very big, but it constantly runs. Very pretty down here in the bottom, and very different than our place. What a terribly long video. So here I'm finally up to Highway 30, Union Pacific Railroad right there. And we're just right next to Oliver Reservoir, which is Kimball's Great Big Giant Lake. Perhaps I'll stop over here on the way back and take a look at things. I don't know. I think in the past I've showed some videos and images of the dam and the lake. It's got a pretty interesting history, pretty interesting ape lizard history. Of course, there wasn't a dam here before the ape lizards built one, but this was kind of a place where the creek widened out and there was good water, and allegedly it was a wintering place for the natives. I'm not sure what that bird was. It looked like it may have possibly been a bald eagle. If so, that's pretty cool. Lots of campers out here. Lots of people like to spend the whole summer at the lake in their camper. I say lots of people, and it's not that many. It's, I don't know, 30, 40, 50, something like that. Boy Scout project there, that little bridge. This is set up for lots and lots of campsites, and that's hardly ever used, but there's some very interesting plant and animal stuff out there. I've planted trees out there. Okay, this video is getting too long. I'm gonna be to Pine Bluffs here in a minute and get on the interstate, and or no, to Bushnell in a minute and get on the interstate. So that's what we'll do.